That kill your 100-a-month plan. Getting rich slowly is surprisingly easy. What's hard is not accidentally ruining it halfway through. Here are 3 mistakes almost everyone makes. 1. The panic pull. Stopping too early. The emotional trigger. Fear of losing money during a market downturn or normal dip. The reality check. Liquidating during a dip locks in temporary losses and destroys the exponential phase of compound interest. The fix. Frame market dips as sales rather than losses. Remind them you haven't lost anything until you press sell. 2. The shiny object trap. Chasing hype. The emotional trigger. FOMO. Fear of missing out. From seeing others post massive gains on social media with volatile assets. The reality check. Boring investing works. Chasing viral tips usually means buying at the peak right before the drop. The fix. The fun money rule. If you want to gamble on hype, limit it to 5% or less of your portfolio. Keep 95% in your boring, reliable index funds. 3. The willpower myth. Not automating. The emotional trigger. Guilt or frustration. Over forgetting to invest after the initial excitement wears off. The reality check. Relying on manual monthly transfers fails 90% of the time. Life gets busy, expenses pop up, and consistency breaks. The fix. Set up automatic recurring transfers on payday. Take decision-making out of the equation completely. The silent leak. Hidden fees. Optional. The emotional trigger. Feeling like you're being taken advantage of quietly. The reality check. A 1.5% management fee sounds small, but over 30 years, it can eat up over 20 to 30% of your total returns. The fix. Stick to low-cost index funds with expense ratios below 0.10%. Strong call to action, CTA. If you missed video 1 or 2, go back and watch them to get your plan set up. Otherwise, set your transfers to automatic today and let compounding do the heavy lifting.
You picked your first fund. You're ready to buy. But there's one decision that comes before that, and most people skip it, which quietly costs them thousands in taxes over their lifetime. Where should your money actually live? If you've been following this series, you've got your $100 plan and your first fund picked out. This video fills in the piece that comes before all of that, the account itself. Here's the simplest way to think about it. A brokerage account is like a regular bag you can put money in, take it out, no rules, no restrictions. But you pay taxes on what it earns along the way. A Roth IRA is a special bag with a lock on it until retirement. But everything that grows inside it, you get to keep completely tax-free. Here's why this matters, especially at your age. You're probably in one of the lowest tax brackets you'll ever be in. Money you put into a Roth IRA now grows for decades, and when you eventually pull it out in retirement, you owe zero tax on the growth, not the money you put in, and not any of the gains. Compare that to a regular brokerage account, where every year you might owe taxes on dividends, and eventually on your gains when you sell. Same. Ibaime a month. Dramatically different tax outcome over 30 to 40 years. A lot of people avoid Roth IRAs because they think their money gets completely locked away until they're 60. That's not entirely true. You can actually withdraw the amount you originally contributed, not the growth. Just your contributions at any time, penalty-free. It's more flexible than most people realize. There are contribution limits each year, and some income limits at higher. Earnings worth a quick search to check. Current numbers for your situation, since they can change year to year. A regular brokerage account isn't bad. It's just built for a different purpose. If you're saving for something in the next few years, like a car or a house down payment, or if you're already maxing out your Roth contributions for the year, that's when a brokerage account becomes the right tool. So here's how it fits together. For most people, starting with $100 a month with a long time. Horizon. Opening a Roth IRA first and buying your index fund inside it is usually the smartest move. Same fund, same $100, just a smarter container for it. The accounts you choose doesn't change how much you invest, but it can change how much of it you actually get to keep. This is the boring decision that quietly saves you thousands. If you haven't watched the earlier videos in this series, go back and start from the beginning. The plan builds on itself. Otherwise, look into opening a Roth IRA today and subscribe for what's next.
You've got debt. You also want to start investing. And everyone online has a different opinion on which one comes first. Today, I'm giving you the actual framework, not a one-size-fits-all answer, because that answer doesn't exist. If you've been following the series, you've got your $100 plan, your first fund, and your account picked out. This video answers the question a lot of you are probably stuck on before any of that even starts. Here's the truth. This isn't debt versus investing. It's about interest rates. That's the entire decision once you strip away the noise. If you have high-interest debt, think credit cards, often 20% plus interest. Pay that off aggressively before investing. No index fund reliably returns 20% a year. Guaranteed debt payoff at that rate beats a hopeful market return every time. But not all debt is the same. Student loans, some auto loans, or a mortgage often sit at 4 to 7% interest. Historically, the stock market has returned more than that over the long run. So paying minimums on low-interest debt while investing the rest can actually make more sense. For most people, the real answer isn't all debt or all investing, it's both, in the right proportion. Pay minimums on all debt, aggressively attack the high-interest stuff, and still put something, even $25 to $50 a month, toward investing so compounding starts working for you immediately. There's also a psychological side to this that spreadsheets don't capture. Some people can't focus on investing while debt is stressing them out. For them, paying it off fast, even low-interest debt, is worth the peace of mind. That's a valid choice too, even if the math says otherwise. The real answer isn't debt or invest, it's know your interest rate. Then decide how much math versus peace of mind matters to you. That's the actual framework. If you've got high-interest debt, that's your priority. Go attack it. If it's low interest, go back to video 2 and start your $100 plan today. Subscribe for what's next.
Just save 3 to 6 months of expenses. That's the advice everyone gives, and it's almost useless because it doesn't apply the same way to everyone. Here's how to actually calculate your number. Last video we talked about debt versus investing, but there's a step that comes before both of those decisions, and skipping it is what forces people into debt in the first place. Without an emergency fund, one unexpected expense, a car repair, a medical bill, a job loss, turns into credit card debt, or worse, forces you to sell investments at the worst possible time, like during a market dip. An emergency fund isn't about growth. It's about protecting the plan you already built. Forget the flat 3 to 6 months rule. Your real number depends on 3 things: how stable your income is, whether you have dependents, and how quickly you could replace your income if something happened. If you have stable income, no dependents, and skills that are easy to re-employ, 3 months is probably enough. If your income is unpredictable, you support other people, or your field has fewer job openings, lean towards 6 months or more. This money should not be invested in the stock market. It needs to be accessible immediately, without risk of loss. The best place is a high-yield savings account, separate from your everyday checking account, so you're not tempted to dip into it for non-emergencies. Here's a mistake that goes the other direction. Once your fund is fully built, stopping there and continuing to pile up cash instead of investing. Cash sitting beyond your emergency number is losing value to inflation instead of growing. Once you hit your number, redirect new savings back into your investing plan. This is also why the debt versus invest math from last video changes. If you don't have this fund yet, build this first, then apply that framework. Your emergency fund isn't exciting. It won't make you rich, but it's what keeps one bad month from wrecking years of progress. If you don't have this yet, that's your starting point before anything else in this series. Open a high-yield savings account today and subscribe for what's next. You get a raise. You're excited. Finally, more breathing room. 6 months later, you're still living paycheck to paycheck. What happened? You just fell into the trap that quietly keeps most people broke, no matter how much they earn. If you've got a raise coming, or just got one, set up that automatic increase before your spending catches up to it. Subscribe for what's next. Back in video 1, I said being broke isn't your fault. This is one of the biggest reasons why, and it's not about willpower. It's about a pattern almost nobody notices happening in real time. Lifestyle inflation is simple. As your income goes up, your spending quietly rises to match it. A new apartment, nicer takeout, upgraded car, more subscriptions. None of it feels reckless in the moment. It just feels like finally affording a normal life. But the gap between what you earn and what you keep never grows. This isn't a personal failure. It's largely psychological and social. Your brain adjusts to a new income level fast. So the old lifestyle starts to feel beneath you. And social comparison makes it worse. Everyone around you seems to be upgrading too. So it feels normal, even necessary. Here's the real cost. Someone who gets a $500 month raise and spends all of it ends up in the exact same financial position as before, just with a fancier lifestyle. Someone who takes that same $500 and invests even half of it starts building real wealth immediately, without changing their day-to-day spending at all. The fix isn't never enjoy your raise, it's capturing a portion of every future raise before your lifestyle has a chance to adjust to it. A simple rule: when your income goes up, automatically increase your investing contribution by half of the raise, and let yourself enjoy the other half guilt-free. This is exactly why the automation habit from video 2 matters so much. If the extra money never touches your regular spending account in the first place, lifestyle inflation never gets the chance to creep in. Getting a raise should make you wealthier, not just more comfortable. The difference between the two isn't how much you earn. It's what you do in the moment right after you earn more. If you've got a raise coming, or just got one, set up that automatic increase before your spending catches up to it. Subscribe for what's next.